Well, good evening everyone. Welcome back to another stream to be Overthunk by Sharky. We are back here for one more run through the MapleStory Classic World second closed online test. This is probably going to be our last opportunity to have a bit of a playthrough of some things. It's currently Tuesday night here in Australia, and in our time it's Thursday morning when the closed online test wraps up, and we're not going to be able to do this again on tomorrow night, on Wednesday night, so it's now or never. So this will be our last dip into things. Good evening, Katooth. Thanks for joining in the chat there. We are going to jump right into it as our level 16 magician, and we're going to take a bit of stock of some things. By default I just went straight to the keyboard there because it's right in front of me, but of course I've got to remember I'm sitting here with a controller. Let me pick that up again and once again remind myself of how a controller works. There we go. Yes, we got a bunch of things that we could be doing here, and we got quests that we're halfway through and all sorts of stuff, playing around, testing out Classic World. I'm trying to think of what we should be focusing on in the second closed online test, because we can just play the game, right? But that's just playing the game. We don't want to, wear ourselves out too much for when the game finally does get released. But, oh, there's the citizenship quests are back. Yeah, so my understanding, those two citizenship quests that we completed last time, one of them, the easy one, the one where you just had to go and talk to someone, is a daily quest. Every single day comes back, grants you a couple of potions. The hard one, which I think was this one, the one where you actually have to talk to the board itself, and we got an order to get like 100 ribbon pig ribbons. That's a weekly quest. You get like a week to do that, and then it comes back again. You can do it again. So that's how you develop your citizenship. And if I have a look at me, yeah, I'm at like, there you go, I'm at 600 out of 1,000 contribution towards my Kerning City citizenship. Nothing towards Hennessy's because I chose Kerning this time around. But anyway, so there's that. We can explore around with that. I do know, and we're not going to grab the leaf, don't worry, we're not doing that. I do know that, let's see if I open the world map, I do know that we need to head over to Assyria. We need to get on the plane and go over there, or the boat, or whatever it is, because we have the opportunity to instantly level to 100. There we go, look at that, talking about where do you go to get to level 100. Anyone else lose first job skills after jumping to 100 last night? Wow, okay, people chatting about it. Hopefully someone will tell us. But as I understand it, we've got to go to Assyria, we've got to head down to Elnath, we've got to talk to the third job advancement NPCs there, and they will just send us straight to level 100. I presume they will also advance us into third job, and that we don't have to do the quests for that. And basically what I think we're going to do tonight is we're just going to have a bit of a play around of what a incredibly strong character is actually like within the bounds of Classic World. Test out the skills that we haven't seen yet for the higher level magician, the cleric, the priest, that kind of stuff, and mainly just see what Assyria's like, what Orbis and Elnath are like, what it's like being on a controller, with all these hotkeys and things. How do I actually bind like a million different skills to the controller? What makes sense? And things like that. So, to that end, rather than just jumping around, let's work out how we're going to do this. So, we've got like 4,000 mesos. So, we're going to have to spend some cash to get there. I also want to pop into the free market just have a quick look in some shops. That's not the free market at all, because we're in the wrong place. Of course we are. We're in Hennessy's Park. I wanna see if people are selling some cheap scrolls to Elnath, because I will die attempting to get there. I'm level 16. It's just not possible. So let's just go straight in. Room number 1. And would you look at that? Orbis and Elnath. Elnath scrolls. Everyone knows what's going on. People know that everyone needs to get there. Return scrolls to Orbis, return scrolls to Elnath. 5,000 is way too much. Fat sausage. We are not doing that at all. That's more like it. 3,000. Nice cape. We'll have a quick look around, see if there's anything cheaper than 3,000. Wow, people are really selling some stuff. There's also been a little bit of controversy in the game over the last 24 hours or so. Wow, those... whoa, look at that. There's been a bit of controversial stuff happening in the game over the last couple of days. That's the one we want. 1,000. Specifically... people have managed to find a couple of different like hacks and glitches and things. There's the pure water that we could use for that quest within the game, and that's fine. That, to me, that's within the bounds of testing. This is a closed online test, so I would think that that means that it's a welcome thing to go around and find a bunch of bugs and exploits and things like that. Nexon hasn't immediately looked at it that way. I guess they've come around to that, but there was a swift wave of account suspensions that went around, I guess, in the last 24-48 hours for a bunch of characters that had found and abused exploits. That has, of course, been rolled back now. Those characters have had their suspensions lifted, things like that. The company has thanked everyone for like identifying all these bugs and things like that. And yes, the case was made that yes, people were deliberately exploiting the game, but in the context of a testing environment, you know, that kind of stuff. Let's buy... where was it? This one. Let's buy like one of these. We can always get more, but let's buy one of these. And there's a couple of other little things like so that the big one is item duplication. That's the one everyone got done for. There's also been like skill cooldown things. Let me just get going and then we can talk while we're on the road. I don't think I can just go straight to Elnath now. Yeah, I can't go there because I'm on the wrong continent. I need to get to Alinea, so we're going to use that one to go to Alinea. And then... Oh, our thing's dried up. Of course it has. The Water of Life has dried up. Echo, I didn't even notice that. Ah, that's fine. We won't get him back out. Let's head to the top. And by top, I mean go down to the bottom and use our shortcut. Because I love that's a thing now. I've just got to find where it is. There, it's literally right where we're standing. Look at that. Amazing. Let's get up here and get on the boat because we're gonna have to kill some time. And we can chat while we kill time rather than just standing still and killing time. Yep, pretty sure we've just missed the boat. There it goes. No, boat, no! Ah, well. Okay, we'll just have a sit right here like everyone else. Just join the end of the line. We'll begin boarding 5 minutes before takeoff. Please be aware that the ship will take off right on time. We'll start receiving tickets 1 minute before that, so please be sure to be here on time. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I think it's every 10 minutes. I don't know. I should have paid more attention to what the current in-game time was and gotten here sooner. But that's fine. It's time for us to have that little chat now. So, yes, let me bring up the key bindings. What is it? Crafting, L. L for crafting. Yeah, so the crafting menu. So, let's just test this ourselves. Let's stand back up. Because surely they fixed this. And I've only seen this. I've never tried to replicate this. But let me do some magic clawing. So, let's waste a bit of MP. So if I hold down magic claw, that's the sort of thing we're doing there. But I have seen reports that when you open the crafting journal, it interrupts or resets or something the skill animations, and that allows you to spam skills like way faster than you should be able to. So I'm going to try and just do a bunch of that, and I'm going to hold down the this thing, magic law, and we're going to see if we can break anything here. Doesn't seem like it. I reckon they fixed this. No, we're not shortcutting any animations there. Okay, sure. So that's the thing. That was the thing. Maybe I just can't replicate it. Maybe it's specific to warriors. Maybe it's specific to just the skill that I saw a warrior using in a video explaining this. But anyway, I didn't really look into it too hard. But that was a thing that people found, that you could, that you could. I've just seen that, guys, called Wombology. The study of Wombo. Oh, that's brilliant. Yeah, that was a thing that you could do. Apparently we can't replicate, but they've probably fixed it by now. Yeah, and the other thing that people had figured out how to do, which I did not look into in the slightest, I have no idea, is that apparently, item duplication. I don't know how they figured it out. Possibly to do with disconnecting, or with trading, or with doing something with stores and hired merchants, or something. Something where an item obviously has to go from one location to another. People manage to, dupe items. And obviously that's a big one. You can't have that happen. That was the one that brought about all the bans and things. So it's good that that's been dealt with. They've been transparent about it. They've explained exactly what's happened. They've said that, people have had their accounts restored. Here we go. It's coming back. This isn't the sort of time it's because it starts boarding 5 minutes before it leaves. Aha. Yes, I'd like to hop on. Oh, we don't have a ticket. Oh! I forgot. I've got to actually go to the ticketing booth. Whoops. Yes. 1,000 mesos. Takes off every 10 minutes. Okay. Yeah, how did we do that? We walked straight past the thing. Yay! Let's get on board with everyone else. Can we go inside? Not yet. We have to... Whee! We can get to the front of the boat. Barely. We can hide down here. Peekaboo. Yeah. Just peeking over the edge there. Let's have a look at who we've got here. Seeing as we're here, what's Wombology all about? Oh, they're a level 16 rogue. Level 16 just like me. Would you look at that? They did kerning as well. They've got all their level 15 gear on. Who else is here? This person's chatty. These two are talking. Level 15 beginner. Look at that. Someone who's committed to the bit. Still got all their early stuff. They've got their steel pipe. Nice. They've barely done one of those quests, the one where you go and talk to people around town. What's this person like? Level 23 swordsman? Yeah, okay. Bit of serious work there. That's fair. Still wearing all the level 10 gear. Apple Pie level 10 rogue. Everyone's sending their low-level characters across here. And of course they're not level 12, so they've got no citizenship yet. Coral, stand still. Level 25 magician, look at that. And got the level 25 gear on. 2 fame as well. Yep. Nice. Ooh, they've almost maxed the citizenship for that. Whoa! Oh, of course, level 100. No, yeah, that's an actual level 100 character. That's done the upgrade already. What's this? Visitor citizenship. Okay, yeah, they've actually ranked up. Yeah, that's fair. Good on them. Doing some work there. Something I've seen games forget to test is what if players never actually do key quests? What if a character never takes a prestige class? It's amazing what can go wrong when you end up with a level 100 beginner nomad villager. Yeah, no, it's a clever idea, you know, deliberately skipping core game content like that, and that has been a deliberate and historic thing throughout MapleStory, like right back to the early days of the first release of the game. There was always players that would take the prestigious challenge of the perma beginner, finding just the right equipment and gear and weapons they could use without any stat points and things, so that they could still progress through the game. And yeah, it's an insane road to walk, and it technically works fine. You're just a very different type of character. Yeah. Level 21 magician. That's that person again. Level 16 archer. Level 20 archer. Ooh, fancy cash shot weapon there. 16 archer, 16 magician. I feel like we've clicked on everyone at this point. Well, we're at what? We're at 29 past on the real clock here, which means any minute now, within the next 60 seconds, the boat ship should take off. And I think they've set it as a 5-minute journey. I don't know whether I can't remember honestly, because it's been so long since I've played MapleStory. I don't remember whether they've made this shorter and faster, like a 5-minute journey every 10 minutes. Ooh, here we go. Seems pretty quick. So we're supposed to go inside, because this is where you're safe, in the bowels of the ship down here. But oh wow, you can go in the bottom. Ooh, I forgot about that. Yeah, you can go down the very bottom here. Whee. But it's dangerous to be outside, because there is of course a small chance that the hardest boss in the game turns up on this flight and just wrecks everyone, even these level 100 characters. But yes, as I was saying, I don't think this is meant to be a 5-minute journey that leaves every 10 minutes. I thought it was something like a 10-minute journey that leaves every 15 minutes or every half hour even, or something. That's what I remember of this. But I might be wrong. Maybe it was always this quick. I just seem to have memories of back in the day, constantly parking ourselves. Ooh, here he comes. Oh no, oh no, that's him. Don't go out there. Yep. Yes, I have a lot of memories of parking ourselves at a linear at the station there for ages, just waiting. And it's the social aspect of the game. You're literally queuing up with people, waiting for something that you cannot skip. And like this, we all have to huddle in the bowels of the ship now, because no one's going to go out there. Because if you die on the boat ride, then you wake up you respawn back where you started. You have to do the ride again. So, but there's always people that accidentally go AFK outside the ship and take the hit, but that's fine. We'll burn 3 minutes in here while we wait for things. So we've got ourselves a scroll to Elnath, which theoretically we can use as soon as we get to Assyria, but I'll have a little bit of a look around. We'll see what things are like. We've got safety charms, so we can just afford to accidentally die, and that's fine. We'll have a little bit of explore, just to see what things are like. Then we'll use our scroll to jump ourselves down to Elnath, where we'll go and do our job thingamy. Okay. What I should do, because of course I don't have the pet out, so it's not going to be hotkeying things for me. Oh, I do. I've got them. Got my potions on left trigger there. Okay, that's fine. I'll have to just remember to potion myself now. So I was thinking about this, and I'm thinking it might make more sense to put the skills there where I've got the potions. You know, so you can still jump like that, and then do your other skills, and on this one, do potions, because I'm probably going to hold this down a lot more. Left trigger seems more natural to hold down while you're using your left thumb to walk around, and then using your right thumb to actually push the buttons. So I think I'm going to bind all the skills there. That makes sense to me. And then potions and stuff can be emergency on there. You just like keep left trigger constantly depressed. Just sort of grip that. And yes, even with left trigger held down, you can still toggle right trigger, yeah, to bring up potions and other things you would have on there. So that's good. It can override itself like that. That's fine. Oh, someone's gone outside and come back. Trying to be brave. He's going again, the mad lad. What I'm interested in, yeah, is oh, look at that. How have we got that's very on brand. As soon as we hit level 16, we just never put points into things. We've got a bunch of stuff. That's why rogues are clear now, because we're actually here. Oh, there's an invisible wall there. That's interesting. Trying to get inside that invisible wall. Nope. Maybe I can from this side. Nope. Maybe once we got teleport, we could do that sort of thing. Also, just checking this out before we leave, people have reported that the ticketing usher, yeah, will also sell tickets back to Alinea as well as over to Ludibrium, the third continent, which is not in the game yet. You click on that and it's like, nah, the ship's not going there, sorry. Must have some business to take care of here, right? Yeah, so they've clearly got plans to do stuff with that, and here we are. Here's Assyria. We're at the station there now. Orbis, and all of the Orbis sort of sky cloud areas. The tower, which has been shrunk. It's nowhere near as tall as it used to be. I think it was 100 levels. Maybe I'm misremembering that. It's probably only... No, that's Ludibrium Tower. Ludibrium Tower is 100 levels. This is like 20. It's been shrunk to 15, as I understand it. Yeah, it's down to just 15 floors now. And then we get down to Elnath, where all the stuff happens down in the snowy sort of hinterlands down here. That will eventually take us to Aqua Road, I think. And Dead Mine in here, where we get what will end up being the first big boss of the game that's not currently been added yet. So, there you go. Welcome to Orbis. I used to enjoy going to Orbis because my maths background would allow me to have fun decoding all of the Greek alphabet to get things like "Welcome to Orbis" and stuff like that out of all the signs. It was always a fun little Easter egg. So Orbis Station, things like that. There we go. Here we are, Orbis. So let's have a little explore. See what. Ooh, can I don't think I was gonna say I don't think I can grab that, but apparently I can. Yes, and these are like teleporty points. Yep, nice. Also, that's a. Oh, I was gonna say it's a guy with a shop in town, but it's not a shop. It's one of those game things. My maths background makes me good with weird letters. Indeed. Is this another teleporty bit? No. Let's go up to this one here. Nice. I mean, you could just walk that one. That one's like really... there's no point for that teleport. So, what's out here? Top of the hill. Ah, okay. Yeah. So, this is where you go to start a guild, I believe. That guy's called MapleStory. Would you look at that? Must be sponsored or something. Yeah, the guy's here. Hello, do you want to form a guild? I mean, they obviously haven't added that to the game yet. We're in the guild headquarters. But, yeah, that's fun. So, presumably they've got plans to add guilds at some point. Because they've left the map here. Like, they didn't just remove the map from the game. So what's down here? Let's go down here. Staff Sergeant Charlie, nice. How can I help you today? Yeah, I've also heard that they've like cut out a bunch of NPCs and things from here too. Oh yeah, that's just the store people. So all the higher level weapons and things is our level 25, level 30 magician wands and stuff. Yep. Armor. There's our level 30 hat. Level 25 and 30 robes and things. Yep. Nice. Oh, the tour guide. What do you do? Oh, yeah, so you'll take us to Florina Beach from here, which is a long, long way from Orbis. I'd forgotten that was a thing. That's like back at Victoria Island. And here we are at Orbis Park, which is like pets and other things, I think. Okay, yeah, it's a shopping district. There's the plastic surgeon for if you want to change your face and hair and stuff. Yeah, there's the pet food guy. What's up here? Skincare, yep, so change your skin. This looks like a barber with those candy stripes. This will be changing your hair. Yep, hairstylist. Yep, so this is the pets and cosmetic wing of Orbis. Oh, can we grab that? We can. Is that a... Nope. Da, 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 da. Lisa with her quest line. What's this place? Oh. Yeah, so you're just a quest NPC. You're the grocer, right? So you're selling us our pots and things. Buying a heap of those potions. Yes. Pet food, dye. Oh, they only cost 1,000. Ah, no wonder people were selling them for 1,100. Well, there we go. Maybe we buy ourselves a return scroll to Orbis, just so we can get back here. In case we need one. We're gonna run ourselves out of cash if we're not careful, though. Arcane Station, so of course we can do stuff here. And a woodworking station. Oh, and a sewing. Oh, it's all the stations. Yeah, or at least several of them. Storage person. Nice. And then we've got the two exits. That one's the tower. Let's go up here. Which means I've got to get up here. There we go. So this takes us to the Cloud Park. Yep. Yeah, and this is weirdly backwards. I heard reports of this. They've like flipped the map or something. Because on the world map, right, you're continuing further to the right. When you come out of Orbis like this, you're continuing rightward over this direction. That's the sort of natural direction of things. But now when you come in here, it's like you're continuing leftward. The map's been side to side flipped, or the portal's been moved. Used to be over there, now it's over here, or something. I don't know. I don't recall. But yeah, it's like it's a bit weird. And we will die if we talk to any of these people here. So we won't talk to any of them because they will maybe not one-hit kill us, but definitely do a little bit of hurt. And even these people in the tower here, I'm pretty sure this is instant death. Oh, nearly free Elnath scrolls. Please take one. Wow. Wow. I mean, we could have just waited, honestly. But yeah. I'm going to take like 2 more. No, not 23. Oof. 2 more. There we go. Thank you. There we go. Elnath has 3 mesos to recoup. Wow, that's an expensive one. How how are you doing that next to that? You can tell which one of those appeared first. The Orbis magic spot. So if you've got a magic scroll thing, you can teleport to the one at the bottom, which we don't have. And of course, if we actually go down here, these guys are probably going to hurt us too. The sentinels on the tower. So we will not go down there. We'll just walk slowly. I've also heard that when you're in the tower, we're currently in the 15th floor of the tower, that the scrolls don't work either. Yeah, you can't scroll down to Elnath from within the tower, which is interesting. Maybe that's just for the testing period, or maybe that's by design. So, in order to rush down to Elnath, we'll have to come out of here so that we can scroll the old-fashioned way. There we go. And here we are. Elnath. The town of slippery slidiness. We learn all about momentum. Whee! Zhoo. Alright. Let's step outside the town and just sort of see how scary it is out here. Yep, there's a dead person down there. Because again, these people, as nice as they are, will go back in. Will instantly kill us because we're level 16. We should not be here. Aha! Aha! That tree is the teleporter. I watched a person do that. Wow, so many people here. Still a beginner. Level 32 beginner. Whew. Good on him. Yep, they're just here waiting. This is clearly the hangout point for everyone, because this must be the part of the town where you actually do the thing. So I'm just gonna explore a little bit. So there's the free market, which they didn't have in Orbis, do they? Yeah, there's no free market in Orbis. It's just in Elnath. Yep, these are just quest peeps here. I just realized. What are they saying about crypto? I'm just gonna say nah. Never mind. Yeah, I got no idea what they're after there. Whee. I can't tell if they were trying to offer me something or if they thought they recognized me from something, but clearly they didn't. Yeah, there we are. So we're in the free market. Excellent. What else is in here? There's the storage guy. Here's the shop where we buy our bits and bobs. Gonna slide out of the portal constantly. Ah, it's Fangblade! And he is, he's a Dragon Knight. Fangblade was, back in the old days, the first character to hit max level. Which I think was 100, maybe, or 120, or 200. I can't remember. It was something. There was a number, and Fangblade was the first person to get there, and they were a Dragon Knight. So that's funny. Snowshoes, yes. Why wait a minute. Why are there none of those? That's like remaining 0. Is there a limit to how many they can sell? Like per instance of the store, maybe? That's a bit weird. And then weapons and things. Yeah. What if we go back out and back in? Yeah, that's interesting. Why are those two specifically remaining 0? The magician one and the thief one. Okay. Park that for a bit. What else is up here? The other stations. There's the potion place. Red bean porridge. Yep. We'll talk about that when that happens. Melting cheese. Reindeer milk. Reindeer milk is the upgraded version of lemons, right? When you buy a blue pot, it's bad value because you're paying 220 mesos for just 220 MP, and it scales badly like everything else. Like this one, the pure water, you're paying like 1200 for 800 MP, and the sunrise dew and the sunset dew, you're paying over a 1-to-1 ratio. That's why lemons were the meta. Pay 150 mesos for 150 MP. Reindeer milk. Oh no, that's HP. No, I take it back. I just misread that entirely. I thought that was 2,500 for 2,500. It's HP. Which is just the worst. Because at best you get a 2-to-1 from there. and then it just scales back worse and worse from that point on. Never mind. Guess it's lemons forever. Okay, sure. At least until we're rich. And we can afford to buy the fancy foods. Gold Alcaster. What's up the hill? Nothing. I bet there's a teleport at the top. There is. Called it. Alright. Alright. So. Oh, these people are dead. In town. There we go. And of course that's our way out of town, but if we step out of there we'll just die instantly from the things that are out there. So, before we do that, let's go and do the thing that we keep putting off. So, presumably, if we make our way up here... because this seems to be where everyone's congregating. Wow, there's even more people in here. If we just talk to our appropriate person, which is you. You seek greater strength. Under normal circumstances, only guide those who are level 70 to mage or priest onto the path of third job advancement. However, exclusively for the MapleStory Classic World's closed online test number 2, I'll allow you to instantly advance to a level 100 person, regardless of your current job or level you wish to advance. And in fact, I can do that to anyone. I can talk to the bowman person, and they'll send me to a level 100 ranger or sniper. So you can even change your class while you're doing this. My understanding is that this is on a cooldown. Like once you've done it, you gotta stay that character for an hour. There's a 1 hour cooldown, and then they'll let you change things again. But let's just do what we're here to do and become a priest. Yes, I'd like to be a priest. Instantly make you level 100. Be warned that once you advance, you cannot change for 1 hour. Yeah, that's fine. We're probably not even going to change. We're just going to do this once. Bam! You're a priest. Go! And just like that, we've suddenly destroyed everything. But that's fine. So, oh, look at that. Do we put it all into int? That would be reckless. We need to put some of this into luck. The convention is luck is level -10. At least that's what you need for the equipment and stuff like that. So theoretically, you know, you'd put this up to... oh, it's got tooltips. Hadn't really noticed that. Theoretically, you'd put this up to 90. But that really doesn't make sense because there aren't level 100 items that we're going to be equipping or anything anytime soon. So we actually don't need anywhere near that much luck. So, how do I do this? Let's put like a, you know, that much in there. And let's just put all the rest in it. We can reset things if we have to. Skills, it looks like everything's been reset. So let's just max all of this out. At the beginner level, we can do... Oh, wow. Someone just leveled up. How'd they do that? Or did that happen to me too when I did this? Max out the utility skills. So, max out improved MP recovery. Yeah, I think that's just what happens. Listen to people go. Maybe we need to get out of here. Right, so at max level, yes, item recovery is increased by 20%. Nice. And max MP increase, just max that as well. Yeah, so that went like up by 1%, I guess, 10, 11, 12 to 25. We also want to max out magic armor, just as the buff, I guess. We've only got 31 things to spend, so we can't go overboard. So we've got to put at least 3 into here to unlock that. And then we can max that. Then we've got 8 more to spend. We don't need to spend them on this sort of stuff. We can just put all the rest into Magic Guard, because we're never going to use these skills. So let's just pump the rest into Magic Guard. It's level 11 out of 15. Replace 68% of HP damage with MP while active. Nice. Okay. Second job. So, the ones that matter. Now, we obviously need Invincible and Bless to be maxed out. So, we've got to get Heal up to level 5 in order to do that. I kind of want to max Heal, because that was always my play, but Heal to 5. Yeah, recovery rate 48%. That seems so bizarre to me. I'm so used to just fully healing with Heal. So, max Invincible, max Bless. Holy Arrow is our attacking skill in second job. But again, well, I guess we should get this, because even though we're third job, in real life we're never going to get to third job. We're going to get to second job at best, which means we need to see what it's like to have, several skills on the thing. So we should, and we've got to put 76 points into something. We have to max Teleport. That's a no-brainer. Teleport gets maxed. 30 into there, 20 into there, 6 more into Heal. What does that look like? Because you need MP Eater. Let's put 6 more into Heal. Yes, that's still only recovery rate 60. It looks like it's going up by 2%. So yeah, another 20 levels, gets to level 30, that's when it hits 100%. Okay. Sure. Alright. Well, let's max out Holy Arrow. Peter. For attack 30% success rate, absorb 30% of the enemy's max MP. Yeah. Alright, yeah, let's just do it. Let's max it. Goes against everything that feels natural to not be maxing Heal, but that's fine. And when we come to third job, so the ones that matter. So Shining Ray is our attacking skill. So we're gonna have to max that. That's the one that we actually attack with. There's some crazy things that have happened that I've heard about at third job level for priests. I want to call it a massive nerf, but they've changed Holy Symbol completely. It now does an entirely different thing. Holy Symbol used to be a party buff that would increase the experience gain of all party members. Now, it's a single skill that gives you like a bonus life. Protects you with a Holy Symbol for 15 minutes, resurrecting you on 5% HP if you die. It consumes 3 magic rocks. Wow. And yeah, gives you the ability to resurrect yourself, which is interesting. That's definitely a choice. I have also heard that everything in the third job advancement is completely draft version. It's highly likely that these are going to change. Elemental resistance necessary. Yes, because we have to be able to block a bunch of things, so we max that one. Dispel is certainly useful for clearing our status effects. We need some of that for Magic Door, for Mystic Door. which also uses magic rocks. Yep. And we need some of that for Holy Symbol as well. Yeah. Good old Doom. Turns up to 6 monsters into snails. Changes the appearance, attacking capacity, movement speed. Cannot be used against bosses. Yep. And Summon Dragon, which needs a Summoning Rock. Which again, things that we're not going to be able to easily test. Without finding ways to buy this sort of stuff. But that's fair. That's fair. Let's, for now, just leave it at that without putting a whole heap of points into all these other things. Pop out of town for a bit here. And take a moment to put some hotkeys on some skills and things and kind of work this out a bit. So, let's get Recover off there. And let's oh, Magic Claw's gone. Yeah, we lost Magic Claw now. Let's put our potions over here. For now. Basic attack can be gone. Because we're never using basic attack once we're actually sort of going. So we would need Magic Guard and Magic Armor. So buffs, yeah. And that's actually where potion, yeah, so the place where I got potions ought to be buffs maybe. Oh, yeah, so how do we do this? I'm forgetting about that. I just need buffs everywhere. Are the buffs keyboard things? Yeah, maybe the buffs go on the keyboard and all of this goes on here. But then I'm constantly having to reach the keyboard. Is there a world in which we put buffs on the left, on here? Like, yeah, Party, Buddy, Cash Shop. What if they got replaced with the buffs? Would that be natural? So that's our like offensive skills and things. These are our buffs, these are our potions. We'll have to test this out. So, Magic Guard. There's somewhere we need a nice comfortable arrangement of these. So, Magic Guard, Magic Armor. Teleport needs to be like here. Maybe. Heal needs to be somewhere like that. Invincible and Bless need to be these two. Holy Arrow needs to be like that, in place of where Magic Claw was. And of course now Shining Ray, which is now our next sort of offensive one. If we had Dispel and stuff, so let's put a point into Dispel. That would go there. Maybe. Or swapped with Heal or something. Shining Ray realistically would replace Holy Arrow, I guess, but we might, when we get to that job. But there's a place for both of them. There's a good reason to have access to both of them at third job. I think that's a third job problem. We don't need to try and solve that now. Let's have a little test of what this feels like. So, oh hey, and of course, because we're level 100, of course, by being level 100, we've got 1,000,000 quests that have all opened now, which is kind of hilarious. like this guy here, Master Sergeant Fox. Yeah, you got quests and things for me to do at this point. Alright, so teleporting, for example. There we go. This is our movement now. We teleport. We don't walk. We teleport because we're a mage. This is how you're supposed to play the game. This is what I'm used to. The high mobility of the magician. Excellent. Burns through the MP. Massively burns through the MP. Oh wow, yeah, we're going to need something way better than just lemons. We're going to need cash. We're going to have to go kill some things. Ooh. Ooh. I did not notice that. Okay, and I guess if we didn't have all this chatter here, we could probably scroll back up and see all this. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. Whoa. Okay. I paid no attention to that whatsoever. Let's just embiggen that. Okay. Okay. So, the actual mechanics of how they did that. Let's get to it. Yeah, they awarded us EXP for the exact amount we needed to go up every level, one by one. So, there's the experience table, if anyone was looking to data mine that. That's exactly how much experience you need to level from each level up to 100. Then they dished out all of the skill points at various levels and things. Then they gave us a heap of things. Look at this. They've given us equipment for us to wear. Yep, they've given us the pure waters and things. They've given us magic rocks and summoning rocks. And I even said about that. Where are we going to get some of those? And they've given us meso pouches. Just got 30,000 cash from that. Nice. And another one. 20,000. Boo. I saw people getting more than that. And now I can't remember how high that used to go. Whether it was higher than that. Well, here's where we find out whether or not I gave us enough luck. I didn't. We needed 60 luck to be able to put all this on. Oh, 65 in fact, for those. That's awkward. So, we solve that with a an AP reset. So let's go to the cash shop and buy ourselves an AP reset scroll. Something you would normally have to spend real money on, but because this is a test, we can just haphazardly do that. There we go. So, just to confirm, we needed to get up to 65 luck to be able to wear all this. So, let's go 61 more luck there, and all the rest into int. Nice! Right, now we can actually put on some of our stuff. Just notice that we've actually got two weapons. They've given us the staff and the wand. Well, we're putting the wand on. Let's put our pleb gear down the bottom here. Blue Infinium Circlet. Lovely. Look at that. It's even +1 on the int. Beautiful. Shield. That's a real step up from our little fence panel. Well, I say that. It's got, you know, a lot less weapon defense. But it's got the magic defense. So that's fine. Yeah, look at that. That person just got 70,000 mesos from their sack. Dear, 14 int on the overalls there. Nice. Some proper sandals. I mean, they're maxing out luck there, which is not as nice, but anyway. Beggars can't be choosers. Got this for free. 7 int glove. Look at that. Didn't even have a glove. A cape. Don't even have a cape, but now it's a 4 int cape. Nice. And earrings with the -1 on the critical damage for some reason. Nice. Okay. Well, let's also change the potions on the hotkeys, because yeah, we're going to want those and those for sure. And yeah, there we go, magic rocks, summoning rocks. Yep, to be able to use the skills and things. So I guess that means we could think about testing out some of these, but yeah, as I consider that, I can see that yeah, you absolutely are going to run out of space on a controller for yeah, for some of these sorts of things. There's never going to be enough space unless you're fully getting rid of like these as well, and maybe that's a thing. You know, having questing and world map and crafting. I mean, yeah, it becomes a question of just how much of this do you want to actually be able to have on the go. Like, you could change shortcut and menu, or sit and pick up. Like, really, you could do all sorts of creative things here, but that's fine. So, there we go. Now that we're decked out a bit, we can actually do a load of damage and things. Without we've been logged in for an hour. Let's test out skills and things. So, yep, we're teleporting around. We've got Dispel. Nice. So we can do that. Heal. Oh, that sound. Being able to spam heal. Like that. Amazing. And yes, fires 3 arrows. Holy Arrow fires 3 arrows. Never used to. Only ever used to fire 1. Let's head over here and test this out against some people. And of course our buffs. Yeah, which again, quite unnaturally, are over there. So yeah, okay. Yeah, so, and that can hit the same person multiple times there. Yeah. Whoop. You went straight through them. Wow, there's a short range on that, isn't there? That's an Ice Lightning Mage. Ah, teleport. Look at that, the mobility. Yeah, look at how short that range is. That's crazy. Because you really don't want to be getting right up close to people for that. Like, can we hit that? Yeah, look out. We've got to start getting sort of close. Yeah. Oops. That's going to happen a lot. Okay. So we've got to be conscious of what we put up the top there. And maybe that's what heal should be. Maybe we should have heal up the top, because, yep, we're going to accidentally do that a lot. Yep, that would make more sense to put heal there. Okay. Sure. Who are you? You're like... Oh, level 100 Hermit. You've just gone AFK here and died. That's fine. Happens. Okay. Nice. Alright. Let's... go over here. Whoa. That's fun. Yep, okay. So that's the thing. Because circle is menu. Which, I was going to say I feel like I don't need, but that's for changing channel. Yeah. Okay. And game options and stuff, sure. Okay. Let's, while we're thinking of key bindings, let's swap these two. Let's put heal there and dispel there. Oh, that guy's dropping things, like literally in front of us. So we can do that, and we can heal. Yeah. Okay. Let's go through here. Oh, there's people there already. Oh, the damage they do. So of course this is us using Holy Arrow. Do a quick heal in there, which is our second job skill, the one we unlock at level 30 as a cleric. Pick up a tiny bit of cash just in case you might need that cash. 52,000. Let's run through into the next area a bit. Let's get away from a couple of people. And let's do that again. So, these people are taking touch damage. Whoa. I just realised I was about to die. Yeah, when I walk into them, they take damage. That seems interesting. Why is that happening? Let me have a little look at my equipment and things. I don't know what could be giving thorns. I didn't think thorns was a thing. Is one of my skills doing this? Yes, it's invincible. Invincible's doing this. Reduces physical damage taken for a certain duration and deals non-elemental magic damage to any monster that takes contact from the caster. Huh. They've changed Invincible. I thought that was me for a second. I heard someone die. I thought that was us. So at max level, yep, 30% less physical damage. And does a basic attack of 30 non-elemental magic damage on contact. Huh. Okay. That's a new change. I guess I don't mind that. Let's heal. Let's let things walk into us. It does mean that we aggro them though. Like, when you're walking through stuff now, that guy's aggroed. He's coming for us. All because we've touched him. You know, if you're teleporting your way through people, you know, yes, you might kill them on contact by teleporting through them and stuff, just as you're traversing the landscape. But it does mean that as you're doing the ordinary thing and just teleporting around the place, you are going to end up aggroing mobs that are just going to come with you like this. You know, they're just going to chase you down now. Because you've touched them. There's some Yetis, junior Yetis. No, not Yetis at all. Pepes. Pepe. Yetis were those people that we had at the start. You can tell I haven't been to Elnath in a long time. There's the Yetis up there. Now, we ought to test out our third job skill, Shining Ray. Let's just temporarily replace that with this one instead. This is our area of effect spell. Do damage in a radius around ourselves. So, there we go. Oh, and of course, that's right, the little guys evolve. Transformed Yeti, yeah. Let's get to an area where there's a dense collection of mobs, like that, so we can really test this out. There we go. So I accidentally ate things instead of doing things. Yeah, it's somewhat stressful, but it works. Oh, wait a minute. Are we at the end of the map? Oh, because we went off to the side. Ah, yeah. Didn't even notice that. Come on, let us get past. So that's another thing now too. The knockback from mobs that we've aggroed. Yeah, we were supposed to go up here. Oh, covered in snow. Yes. No! I knew that was going to happen. That's why we teleport. Never jump. Always teleport. Can't teleport mid-air. No. Okay. Big boys. That was nearly death. There you go. Managed to do that. Oh, someone else is coming too. Wow, they did a lot of damage. We need to do a bit of that. Oh, that person just died. There we go. Ah, the merchant. What do you sell up here? More red bean porridge. Yep, you're a potion merchant. Sure. Jeff the Dungeon Guide. If you're thinking of going in, I suggest you change your mind. That's because we've hit the dead mine. Can we go in? Or do we have to talk to him? Yeah, let's talk to him. How far does this place actually go? Yeah. Oh wow, they've actually got it. So, yep, Elnath will continue through into the dead mine. But obviously they haven't added Zakum in there. Surely. But Can we get all the way up to where he lives? Re-trigger our buffs. Oh wow. Yeah, we're gonna have to turn Magic Guard on soon. So that we can take some of this damage as MP instead of HP. Look at this guy. Steve! Steve! And the Dark Peppies. Go! Grab the rope. Oh, that takes you somewhere. Almost certainly. Yep. That's a place. I think you come here for a job advancement, right? Yeah, you come to this holy stone to do something. Yes. I remember this being an important place. Somewhere. Had looked at the string for a bit. First thing I see when I look back is you trying to jump over a mob over double your height. I know there's some tall boys in this area, and they're only going to get taller. Just wait until we get to the lycanthropes. We're gonna. Oh, look at that! Literally jumped into a hole. We're gonna do some good jumping there. Don't go down there. There's nothing down there. Everyone's gonna go down there because everyone needs to learn that. Oh, and there's a small tomb. That's a thing as well for something. Here we are. Werewolf. Get out of their way. We should probably follow her because she's clearly doing the same thing. Wow, look at the kind of damage she's taken. How do I do this without going in the portal? It's alright, we're not stalking you. We're just both going to the same place. Yep, genuinely can't teleport while in midair. That's unfortunate. I mean, maybe it was always like that. I just don't remember. This is what makes me lose the ability to jump and successfully make jumps. All this teleporting makes me forget how to jump. What's down there? Just literally the guys at the bottom. Oh, she's holding her heels. What's the world map like? Oh, we're getting there. Haha, she did exactly what we did. She must be playing on a controller too. Here's the lycanthropes. The big white werewolves. Oh, there's other people here. We need to redo our buffs. go. Oh, come on. Don't get stuck on the werewolves. Oh, there's a sign for something. I feel like there was a quest here that's been since removed. Here we go. This is where I used to live. And you just spam heal, which of course doesn't work anywhere near as effectively since I don't have heal maxed. Oh, I've been poisoned. Better use the spell. There we go. I've been poisoned again. Nice. The old coolie zombies. This used to just be eternal grinding on these maps. Let me see if I can find the exact map. There's one up here that's the good one. Maybe it's this one. Oh, look at that. We just got an item drop. So you would use heal to kind of grab them, maybe. No, it's definitely not this map. You'd use... And it's not this map either. But, yeah, you don't need to even use heal to grab them. You could just teleport through them and let Invincible grab them. Get them into a pile. And that's when you... That's when you spam that. Obviously very out of practice with doing that. Or was it this map? I thought it was a map that had a platform in the air, but I thought it was a platform that was a lot bigger than this. But I think they've changed the maps because we're about to leave zombie area. Oh, we got stunned there. That could have been devastating. Right, and now we're actually in the dead mine. Yep. Yep, so now we get the miner zombies and these flying peeps. And yes, they're miner zombies because they wear helmets, right? They're in the mines, but you'll notice they're actually called minor zombie, like underage zombie or lesser zombie. Even though they're tougher, they're the harder variant of a coolie zombie. But they're but yes, they're called the minor OR zombie. Nice. Sorts those guys out. So we're getting down into sort of territory that I've literally never been to before. I only know about by reputation. The coolie zombies was about the furthest a brave... Whoa! Oh. Yeah, okay. Was about the furthest that a brave adventurer like me would have ever gone before. Oh, look at that. Another equipment drop. Yep. So, these are Banes, Junior Banes, fire bombs. There's also terrain obstacles here that are spitting out fire or poison. Our buffs have worn out. I've really got to remember to do the buffs. I'm not good at that at all. That's something that I've never consistently remembered. Who's this guy? Level 100 Hermit. Doing the same thing we are. Going for an explore. I was going to say, where are we going? That portal was like hidden behind there. Wow, we're literally nearly here. Yep, Cerberus, Bane. Ah! Wow, did we catch that? We did. Oh, it's a gangster. Nice. There we are, the door to Zakum. We're here. There are people here. Let's sit down with them. I mean, I don't know why I'm checking these people. They're clearly level 100 people. Anyone want to try the quest? Hello? Yes, I'm here to do the Zakum quest. Which is clearly not in the game. But that's what he looks like. He's got lots of arms. And of course the portal just doesn't lead anywhere. Which is totally fair. Right. Let's confirm that standing in that lava is painful. It is. It's painful, but it's not the end of the world. I can't jump back onto the land. Yep, and of course, because I can't teleport mid-air. So, I have to go over to the chain there. Yeah. Fair enough. Okay, well, that's been a load of fun. What are we at? I was gonna say, do we go back and have a bit of fun with those zombies for a bit? But unfortunately, it's a nightmare to go backwards through this place because because of the big passage, the drop that we took. Most of this place, I mean, apart from this area right here, most of this... Let's just go through the lava. Most of this place is built vertically, apart from these caves right here. Let's just do it. Come on. Oh, we killed that guy. So I think we might be either letting ourselves perish, or... Hi mate, we're returning. Or taking the slightly less lethal option of scrolling ourselves back home. This is also why I always loved being cleric back in the day, incidentally, just because of heal. Because this means I've effectively got one less potion to have to worry about. Yeah, we've got to get back up this passage now somehow. You know, it just always seemed so luxurious to be able to be doing everything based off MP, and at the same time to be the one that everyone wants to party with for the heals and the buffs. Like it was the party class, obviously. Despite me often playing... Oh no! No! Despite often playing solo. Okay, well... Where are we? We're literally a few maps away from where we want to get to. That's fine. That's fine. Let's just head back to town with a quick death. There we go. Have died. That's fine. Okay. Didn't lose any XP because we had a safety charm there. Okay, well... This is a load of fun. So... Testing out a bunch of things here. What could we do? Like... We're basically at the point where we're... Oh no, now you'll never reach 101. That's never going to happen. The amount of XP we need, 10 million, that is not happening. I bet though, I bet you anything, that there are people that have been grinding relentlessly to try to hit 101 after receiving this boost to 100. And there will probably be proud people that have photos somewhere of actually seeing 101, but I don't know that it's possible, not in the amount of time we've got and the low amount of XP that monsters give. But anyway, yes, thinking through to sort of what we've got here and what to do, we're sort of at the point where, you know, because we've hit endgame, there's kind of nothing to do now. Like, we could just run around and fight monsters and have a load of fun. And that's great, but we've got no immediate goals. Like, we're completely out of step with the quest chains and things like that. We don't have, like, specific gear we're trying to advance towards because we've got given everything. So, what I'm trying to say, basically, is this is just about testing things out now, and then just wrapping it up. Like, there's not really fun to be had here except for... just the fun of being a third job priest for a while. We could try and test out another class, but I doubt it's been an hour yet. Surely I won't die up here. Nice. Oh, people dropping swords, people dropping boots, people dropping helmets. Everyone's getting rid of all their old items. So if I talk to you... Already changed your job. Cannot do so again for 1 hour. Please return to me. And of course, there's no timer. They're not going to tell me how long I've got. Let's get out of here. Now, of course, the reason that everyone in town is like hanging around here and on the cliffs and things like this is, of course, because there's going to be a group photo. Not right now, obviously, but on Thursday morning, our time, when the server wraps up, in the final hour before things finish, as I understand it, there's going to be like a big party in Elnath here. Admins and GMs and things like that are going to be here. People are going to like spawn monsters in town, which is crazy. Oh, I missed it. I was trying to land on that thing. Whoa! Oh, what was that? It was just this teleport, wasn't it? Yeah, it was just that one. Okay. Completely forgot about that. Yeah, you know, this is like the... Ooh, let's get them boots. Or are they not the magician ones? Nope, they're the warrior ones. Cannot wear them. That is not for my job. Never mind. You know, this is where people are going to go for their photo ops. If I can somehow land this. Still missed it. But you see what I'm trying to do. Ah, I did it again! Can't even do it by jumping. Ah, we had it. So this is us practicing for oh, come on. Practicing for the photo. No. It's because I've got the slidey shoes. Come on. Yeah, we're gonna have to go buy the proper snow boots. Because, yep, we just slide whenever we land. Let's see if they've restocked yet. Work out what the story with that was. Whoa, that person's dropping everything. Let's pick it all up. Nope, doesn't include the boots we need. That's fine. Worth a try. Sell me some boots. Yes, they're back in stock. They're the ones I want. So I don't know what was going on before about not having them. Maybe it genuinely is a thing that's always been in the game, that if enough players buy a lot of the same item, it temporarily goes out of stock. There, let's put them on. And now, with our special snowshoes on... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. We'll stop sliding, see? And stop. And... ready, and stop. There we go, no sliding. Which means... we should be expert jumpers now. Watch these skills. Huh. Ready, ready. Ready. Hup, done it. There we go. Yeah. Yeah. So this is the kind of thing you pose yourself here for the photo. You know, when they do the big event on Thursday morning, everyone will line up here where they're currently standing now. The GMs and the devs and stuff are going to bounce around here. Everyone's going to have a lot of fun. Everyone's going to smile. Half the people are going to die when the GMs spawn a bunch of crazy mobs up here. And if you stand in the right place at the right time, you might get in the official game snapshot that they take and use for all the promotional materials. I tried in the first closed online test, and they did it in Lith Harbour, and I was in the wrong part of Lith Harbour, as I understand it. Based on where I saw they took the photo, I was on the other side of town. But everyone's standing here. This is the one raised, elevated part of the town. So it's got the most vertical, space for a photo. It's right outside the place where everyone goes to advance to level 100. So this is surely where they're going to take the photo. If not here, then maybe here. But, oh, I was just about to say, not that you can get up here, up the top. But apparently you can, if you're good. But you can't teleport back down? It's one way. Yeah, that tree's a one-way teleport. Okay. Sure. So, could sit here and just look smugly over our kingdom, but you won't get the photo if you're up here. Probably. Whee! Okay. Sure. Alright, well, maybe we go up there for the sign-off. Honestly. Because I'm not sure what else we're going to be doing here, honestly. We could play around for a bit and have a bit more fun, but this was really it. We've tested out basically all of the big things that we wanted to test out. Like, we could do what everyone else is doing and cycle through all the different third jobs of all the different classes and test out what it's like to be someone else, and maybe we could, because at the end of the day, we're never ever going to get the chance to be third job in, like, a thief or a warrior or something like that. Also, who's shadowing us? You're going to get in my screenshot. I got to take the screenshot up here. Let's do the smile. There we go. Something up here will be good screenshot territory. Let's get that out of the way. There we go. Screenshot territory right there. Nice. Something like that. Photographic proof that we were level 100 at some point. But, yeah, look, we fiddled around with skills. Yeah, we haven't tried half these other skills, but honestly, we're never going to get to that. And one day, if we ever do, we can try them then. We've played around with the pet. Echo, you can just stay dried up in the inventory for a while. That's fine. We've never set up a shop. We could, but there's no need. We certainly can't set one up here because we're in town. But we've played around with all the things. We've done a bunch of quests. We've explored places. We've understood a bit more about progression, the early mobs, these later areas, which they've obviously changed a couple of things about. We could go actually and explore the Cloud Park and all that up there. I've heard that people that have done that have found that, again, the field boss at the end of the Cloud Park is not there. She's absent as well. So they've added a lot of this content, but it's still yet to be fleshed out. So maybe we just call it a wrap there. We might attempt to somehow get ourselves online Thursday morning into the photo, but it's going to be very creative. It's the middle of a work day, so we might find a way to AFK up on the top of Elnath over there, and just cross our fingers and see if we can get into the photo, just like we did in the last test. But I'm not going to hold my breath. But yeah, look, that might be it. Let's get the text. Oh, and in fact, let's get the Korean text again, because I looked this up. Oh, we didn't get it. They've fixed it. Oh no, they've fixed the Korean text. Never mind. Maybe that could also be a good thumbnail. But yeah, I looked it up. after it happened last time at the end of the stream, and yeah, it's like ancient text referring to like a date and a time upon which let me just get out of here. A date and time upon which you need to have like a Nexon account created by, because your account and characters wouldn't be synced or something. You know, when they moved over from one login system to another. Yeah, it was just like a historic message in Korean from back in those days. But yeah, so I reckon we call it here. Just a little sneaky sub 2 hour playthrough with things. So load of fun. Definitely looking forward to getting into some actual MapleStory Classic World when it really does drop, whenever that will be. As always, they are forever silent on release dates. However, I can say definitively, let me go over to another window here, I can say definitively when it's not. Let's see. Let me go. I'm looking at another window over here. You guys can't see this. Going to the MapleStory news page. MapleStory Fest is coming. Let me open this up in another page. Yeah, you know, like MapleCon. MapleStory Fest is returning 2026 to Los Angeles on Saturday, the 17th of October. Loads of stuff there. You can go to like a real place in the real world in Los Angeles and go and meet MapleStory people and devs and things like that. Head over to the website for full details. And yes, on the website with the full details, and it says about some of the things in the lineup, what you can expect. Join us and the team to learn more about what's on the horizon for both Global MapleStory and for Global MapleStory Classic World, which sounds to me like that means it can't have been released yet by that point. Presumably the game still won't have been out, and that's October 17th, if I can find it again. Oh, that's the tickets going on sale then. Yes, Saturday, October 17th. So I don't expect the game to be released before then. Like, that's only 2 months away. Everyone is going to be expecting them to announce the release date of the game at MapleFest this year, because they did this last year. They announced that they were working on MapleStory Classic World in like April last year, I believe. Like early last year sometime. Everyone was getting super hyped about it. And then when the announcements came out in the middle of the year about MapleFest 2025, and that there was going to be discussion about Classic World and a showcase of Classic World, and players could like see it on screens and stuff like that, everyone assumed that a release date was going to be announced at MapleFest last year, and it just simply wasn't. Nothing was said about anything. They just showed it off and said about what was going to be in it, and everyone got real angry. And then a little bit after that, a couple of weeks later, that's when they started announcing the first closed online test. And then came the second closed online test, which we're in now. And they still don't have a release date for us, over 12 months down the track. So hopefully in October, they'll tell us that either it's going to be here at the end of the year or here early next year. But we'll see. Watch this space. We'll definitely be streaming it when it actually comes out, and getting a chance to repeat the slow grind at the start of the game. We tracked pretty good. I don't have it on hand, but I looked it up, and somehow the thumbnail photos that I took, and this is hard to describe without putting it up on screen, the thumbnail photos that I took for episode 1 for our closed online test, both the first closed online test and the second closed online test. I'm gonna have to find the thumbnail. I can't even remember to describe this. I wonder, could I share this on screen somehow? Let's see. Let's do a bit of live OBS work here. Okay, let me find these thumbnails. Episode 1, Episode 2. There we are. How do we do this? Let's add this as a thing. Add image source. Yes. Add that. Let's call this thumbnail 2. We need to go to the thumbnails folder. Need to go all the way down to MapleStory. Close online test to episode 1 PNG. That thing there, bam. Right. Okay. Let's close out of MapleStory itself. Bam. Alright, you guys are seeing how the sausage is made here. Okay. So, right, here we go. Let's put this one down in the corner here. Let's embiggen this a bit. Yeah, you can go on top of that. So that was the thumbnail that we took in episode 1 of our second closed online test. We went and stood up next to Icarus with Echo, took our screenshot. I took the thumbnail from the moment when our leaf finally matured after 1 hour. You can see down the bottom there the quest complete icon to say that we'd been online for 1 hour, struggled through, stayed online for the 1 hour with the leaf, and managed to get it to do its thing. Now the whole reason that I'm showing you this screenshot of the thumbnail that I took is because I want to show you this other screenshot. And if you cast your mind back to whenever it was, April or something maybe, or February, I can't remember, the start of this year, when we had the very first closed online test. We of course went through the same sort of stuff. We started the game the same way. We chose to become a mage. We set our sights on going through all this sort of stuff, and it just so happened, and I did this sort of deliberately but sort of not deliberately, it just so happened that in the first closed online test I knew that at some point we went up and stood next to Icarus up on the cranes at the top of Koenig City in order to take our screenshot for the thumbnail for one of those episodes in the first classic closed online test. Turns out that was also episode 1 that we did that in, because of course at that particular point in our early game progression was when we first came to Koenig City to start completing some of those quests there around about the same point in things, because it was roughly the same sort of stream. It was 3 and a bit hours long, so of course we were close to being sort of on par with the same sort of progression through the early game that we were. Well, I'll put up the screenshot of the thumbnail, and this is going to be a bit trippy because they're going to overlay each other, so I'm going to keep this one small in the center here, or maybe I offset them. Maybe we do that one there, and we do that one on top there, like that. There we go. So up the top left here is the first one, down the bottom right is the second one. You can see, there we are, sort of standing there in both shots next to Icarus. In the first one, in the top left, we were sat in our chair, we had our husky. In the second one, in the bottom right, we were standing up, we had our dinosaur. You can see that in the second one we didn't have any suitable equipment yet. We were still just wearing the beginner stuff. At least in the one on the top left we had the skull cap on and a few other things. But the real reason that I wanted to just waste a bit of time and show this off is not just that we managed to take near identical photos, but if you look real close and you line these right up, we are the same level in both of these screenshots. Let me make these fully big and just, oops, there we go. Bam, full screen that one. Move this one around. look at those levels. I don't know if you guys can see this at all, because this is so tiny on my screen. And I'm pointing with the mouse, but you can't see where I'm pointing with the mouse because these are just static pictures. But if you look down the bottom of this image, in the middle of the screen at the level, yeah, we're level 12 in both pictures, which is amazing. It's a draw. Can you read what experience we have? Let me make it a little bit bigger. How much experience have we got in both these photos? On our progression through level 12. We've managed to get this to such a point, we've managed to get this to such a point that in both of our playthroughs of the closed online tests, that we happened to get to Kerning, and we happened to be at that point of coming up and talking to Icarus and doing his quest at such a moment that not only were we at level 12 both times, but we were exactly 1 XP apart between both of those shots. 1510 versus 1509. I don't even know that there's a monster that gives 1 XP. I think the basic green snail on the beginner island, I think that actually gives 3 XP, maybe. I'm not sure. It might give 1. Maybe I'm making that up. But you couldn't do that if you tried. Even the quest logs on the side, if I move that to the side, the quest logs are near identical. We have 1 extra quest in the in the first closed online test that we didn't have up in the second one, and that's because we have a quest we haven't handed in yet. That middle one there of someone vicious in need of an apprentice with those tree branches and those stump kills. That quest is completed. We just hadn't gone and handed it in yet, so scrub it from the list. But all the others, the other 4 quests, they're the same 4 quests. They're on there. We were at very similar progression through the quest items as to what we'd completed. So I just thought that was quite funny that we'd managed to take near identical screenshots across these 2 instances of the closed online test. So I'll leave that with that confusing overlay there, as we call it for a wrap. So yes, that's all from me for now. Rambling done. We will come back. We will play more of this one day. Maybe we'll come back and stream some things that aren't MapleStory. We'll see how we go. I can't next week, as in Monday of next week. Busy again, just like we were Monday this week. So it's unlikely to happen anytime soon. The regular Monday streams, but you never know. We might show up again at some point. Just something like this is just enough to break us out of retirement for a couple of these random sessions like this. So we'll see how we go, and watch this space. So with that, let me work out where all my hotkeys are to get back to things properly. Let me say, and I can't do that because it's underneath everything. I'm gonna have to hide those. I'm going to have to hide them and hide that so that I can put that up, because of course all the photos are on top of everything. So with that, once more, thank you everyone for watching. That was another stream that was Overthunk by Sharky, and I will catch you whenever the next one is. Bye bye.